Hi, I appreciate you taking the time to have this Sauce Hacker student interview with us. So tell me, what is your name and what do you do?
I'm Melissa, and I own a company called Raise the Bar Wellness. I'm a wellness coach, and I'm a mom too.
Very nice. So Raise the Bar Wellness, your program, what is it about? Could you tell us a little more?
My program is about helping people get more connected to who they are and to having self-empathy in their process.
Mm-hmm.
So I think people get frustrated a lot in life and go up and down a lot and forget to really stop and have self-empathy for what they're going through and actually
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
accept their own feelings and their imperfections in their work. So I do a lot of self-awareness work, visualization, and just listening and allowing and accepting and encouraging people to hold their various states of emotion with love.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Melissa. So what is the reason that you joined the Sauce Hacker program and what were you looking to achieve out of this program?
I joined because I was feeling stuck in some things in my life. So I had a couple of situations that I felt like I kept kind of just butting my head up against a wall. My self-awareness had continued to grow over the years, and it just seemed like it grew and grew, and then I just kept hitting walls, as far
Mm-hmm.
as manifesting what I wanted in my physical life.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw Peter's program, I thought, wow, cool. He did this for himself. He created his life bit by himself. So, maybe I can learn something from this guy.
Great. So you would say that maybe were you a believer in manifestations and stuff in the past, but you felt like you weren't consistent and you needed like a technique or a tool to keep you consistent, right? Is that the reason?
Yes, I've absolutely believed in manifestation, abundance, visualization for many years, and it has
Mm-hmm.
helped me. But I think what I lacked was the organization, the daily organization of my intentions, my thoughts, my habits. It's like I needed like a skeleton program in order, my day-to-day life. I needed to set a schedule so that I could really fulfill my manifestation practices and be
Definitely.
consistent in
Mm.
visualization and meditation and all of that. So
For sure. All right. So tell me a little bit about before, right? With the manifestations, etc. What kind of
mhm.
results were you getting before when you were doing it on your own as opposed to when you joined the program?
So it's funny because I actually am really good at manifesting, but the things that I have manifested have been really far between. So
Okay.
I'll manifest something really big and wonderful, and then it'll be years before I manifest the next big wonderful thing. I would manifest small things. It always seemed like it was things that were kind of coming to me, rather than ideas that I had or
Mm.
things that I could see, if that makes sense.
It felt
So,
like the power was out of your control, sort of like
right,
that.
exactly. It was like, yeah, I'm getting these wonderful things, but it's almost like I needed a manifestation tool that would change my view of my world, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. Right.
Ex-
And so I needed to start letting in the correct perceptions, right? The correct people, the correct opportunities.
Sure. If I understand correctly, you wanted a sort of like a systematic science, like a tool, like, okay, I'm doing this and the result is going to be this. So you wanted something tangible and substantial to know that, yeah, I'm in charge, I have the power, and yeah, is that it?
Absolutely. And I needed to start, it's like I needed to see myself better, and I
Mm.
needed to have better perception of my world. Rather than seeing my challenges, I wanted to see the positives and the opportunities. And this program actually absolutely did that for me.
All right, Melissa, let's talk about these two recent lovely wins that you had in the group, right? The first one was about you setting this goal to lose 5 pounds, and I believe that you lost this 5 pounds, or you surpassed this goal. So
I
speak
did.
a bit about it. Tell me about it.
Sure. I've really never gained weight in my life. I've never had a problem with it. But I think I hit a certain age where my body slowed down or something. And so for the last couple of years, I've felt pretty frustrated. I wasn't able to lose the weight. And, I'm a health coach and a trainer. I know how to do it. And
Mm,
everything I was trying wasn't really working.
okay.
So I think this is a good example of the program that I started to be able to see, okay, what do I have to do? How do I get past this limitation? And I did. I really, with the program saying, okay, set your schedule up a certain way every day, I was able to plunk in my goal to eat 40 to 50% of vegetables and fruit every day. That, and then my exercising increased. So I started doing some of the binaural beats on a meditative walk. So 30 or 40
Mm,
minutes, 3 or 4 days a week. And I think those, in addition to what I was doing before, really just, I looked at my weight a couple of weeks later and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm really losing weight here.
that's
So
fantastic.
all of a sudden it was 5.5 pounds, and I thought, wow, in like 3 weeks I lost more than I had set out to do.
That
So
has inspired me so much. I should definitely try that myself. Wow, congratulations and
absolutely.
well done. And
Thank
this
you.
this other win that you had about a publication about your blog, which you had up, but nobody really visited, or nobody actually,
Yes,
contacted you to publish anything. But then
right.
miraculously you had this person or these people reach out to you. So what about that?
Yeah, it came out of nowhere. I've been blogging for about a year and putting it out there, and I hadn't been getting noticed by publications. And then all of a sudden, this one group of publications noticed me and said, hey, can we use your work? And they kept asking me. There were blogs up that had been there for months,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden they were coming to me and saying, hey, can we publish this blog on our blog? So it really came out of nowhere. I didn't expect it, but it
That's
felt
like
really good.
a beautiful synchronicity, do you feel, from
Yeah,
all the inner work that you've been doing?
it felt like that. Yeah, and then I also had a client who has a nationally syndicated magazine come to me
Mm,
and say, hey, would you write an article about the work you've been doing with me? And oh, by the way, our readership just increased by 300,000 people. And I said,
wow,
okay, I
fantastic.
will do that. So that's coming out. They're going to press on the 11th. So that'll be out worldwide this month.
That's amazing. Again, congratulations, Melissa.
Thank you.
And tell me, from the time that you started the program, how long did it take for you to start seeing results? Maybe not physically, but also feeling, and also the manifestations as well. How long was that process?
I would say the first wave of results that I had was 3 or 4 days in.
Mm,
And granted, they were kind of basic results, like just a little bit of an increase in self trust, knowing that I had a program that I was going to um, do every day. That self trust is really huge. So
mm-hmm,
that was my first step, I think, 3 or 4 days in. And then I had a bit of a bump, about a week and a half. I felt a lot of resistance coming up. And actually, if anyone's considering the program, I would say if you take it, be ready for those bumps to come and be ready to say it's okay to be on this hard part and just push past it, because the most growth I got was probably almost 2 weeks in. It was like right after I got past that super frustrating moment.
mm. For sure. All right. Thanks, Melissa. And what would you say to anybody who's on the fence about joining this program, who's considering it, but just needs that extra kind of motivation? What advice would you give them?
You have nothing to lose. I have been in the healing and wellness industry for about 20 years. So I've taken a lot of courses, workshops, classes, license programs. And honestly, Peter offers more than a lot of them do, and for less money.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really, I really recommend that people take it. I think if you pass it up, you're passing up a really great opportunity to learn from someone who is obviously in line with his higher self and is doing the work.
Very nice. Awesome stuff. And what would you say has been your favorite module, week, or tool in the program thus far?
That's a good question. You know, the third week was really tough. It was a lot of learning.
Mm-hmm.
So it was uncomfortable, but I think the third week was my favorite because it really had that much learning. My favorite module is probably the memory flipping.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe what Peter says. I have experienced it, that it really is the meat of the program.
Mm-hmm.
So I notice that when I really do those memory flipping exercises and connect to my more difficult memories, that things do start changing around me.
Lovely. That is absolutely amazing. So thank you so much for your time, Melissa, and we wish you everything on the best on your journey that's going forth, and we're looking forward to more wins and lovely manifestations from you. So have a beautiful
Wonderful.
day, and again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Celicia. Thanks, Peter, too.
Sure.